Hi, sweets. Welcome back. I'm Barbie Jean, your host, and today on Sweet Release, I am doing an AMA. It has been a little while since we've done one of these, so I am very excited. I have some juicy ones. I have some great advice for y'all. I have some questions about positions and kinks, as always. And so let's dive in. Let's do it. Welcome to Sweet Release Podcast with me, Barbie Jean. Okay, first question. So if you don't care about size, do you care about the butt size? In other words, would you rather have a man with a perfect penis but no ass, or a man with an average but a perfectly round peach? um, yeah, I have always loved butts. I think they are a part of the body that I've always gravitated towards. I love to squeeze them. I love to feel them. I love to lick them and bite them and all of that. I think women and men all have I don't know, we all have juicy booties. And so I think maybe that's the queer in me, that I'm just always gravitated towards that beautiful part of the body. But yeah, even on myself, that's probably why my butt is all over Instagram and it was all over my Patreon. For those of you that did not get notified, I know a lot of you have been reaching out to me. So maybe they never did notify you, but unfortunately my Patreon was deactivated. So sad. It was, yeah, not to my knowledge. They found me crossing some of their community guidelines. So unfortunately, they deactivated it. And so I don't have access to that anymore. I am unable to reach out to any of you. So I know a lot of you have reached out to me. Please stay up to date on my announcements on X or Threads. I'm always keeping you up to date on there. And you will be the first to know when my new page is live. I'm working on a new site, a new page. And it's just, I've been so exhausted. I was hoping it'd be ready this week, but I haven't finished it yet. So you will be the first to know. I'll keep you updated and it'll be posted on my episodes when it is ready and live for you guys to enjoy. But as far as butts go, yeah, I love sharing my butt with the world. I love looking at butts. I think even the back side is something that I've always preferred, front versus back. I like the back, like the sexiness of the muscles of the back muscles, or even on a beautiful woman, the pretty curve of the spine, leading up to that juicy booty. Yeah, there's something about it that, yeah, it really gets me going. So I'm glad you recognize that. I'm definitely a butt girl. Next question. Is intimacy better, worse, or the same for you during the holidays? So for me, I would say it's better. I love and feel so loved during the holidays. I feel like I'm very connected to my family and my friends, and I'm not often traveling during the holidays because it's so expensive, but around the holidays, I do like to take more time off. I love the holiday season, and so it makes me feel more connected to myself, more connected to my lover and my lovers, if plural. But yeah, it makes me feel more connected to my partners for sure. And I think it makes me I just have more time for it. So I'm taking more time off. I'm focusing on myself, or just kind of letting myself be more free with my schedule. And so I think that naturally makes me have more time for those intimate moments, which is really nice. So, yes, thank you so much for asking. I definitely love those holiday pleasure sessions. And even actually this last weekend, I still feel like I'm in the holiday season a little bit because I went to visit family for my cousin's wedding. And after just being with my family all weekend, I missed my mom and dad so much, and spending all that time together, spending all that time with my extended family that I hadn't seen in a while just felt so nice. And I just felt so grateful and so loved. And when I got home the night before last, I definitely was I was so ready to fuck my man. We had had some kisses, of course, and cuddle moments over the weekend, but nothing intimate because we were with family and, lots of stuff going on. So it was nice to get home and you crave that touch again after a few days, and just riding that high of that connection with my loved ones, and just feeling so blessed And just having so many awesome moments with my family, it just made me want to connect with my partner, and it made me want to give that love and affection to my partner. So, so yeah, I definitely think holiday season for sure. I am definitely, it's the best. Yes. Okay. What is the longest time you've ever gone without showering? That's a funny question. Probably 4 or 5 days, and it would have been at a music festival. So yeah, I definitely don't encourage that. Like your day to day life, you should be showering, washing that body. Don't go around telling people Barbie didn't shower for 5 days, so I don't have to. Please don't do that. Yeah, wash yourself, wash that body. You don't have to wash your hair every day. I don't, but like, yeah, you want to feel good and smell good for sure. But I also, yeah, I think it's okay to go several days without it if you're at a music festival or, you know, I don't know, in the wilderness, taking those baby, what are they, baby wipe showers or a lake shower. Like, you can do that every now and then for sure. Okay. Next, have you tried the Amazon position? So this I actually had to look up. I don't know the Amazon position. I don't know if you guys do, but it's pretty rare. I think a lot of people don't know about it. I looked it up briefly. I couldn't figure out why it's called the Amazon position. Maybe it's because you're kind of like on top and feeling like a strong Amazon woman. But I'm gonna describe it in a hetero relationship. So the man is on the bottom and he has his legs lifted or like bent, like his knees are bent and they're up, and she is on top of him and she's resting on his like the back of his thighs. And so when I was looking up this, I was like, huh, I guess that could definitely feel kind of good. I mean, for the man, he's definitely like, he's open and like exposed and probably feeling really vulnerable. But for me, I don't love when the penis is like in that erect backwards position. It just doesn't feel the best for me personally. Like I definitely will get in on like some reverse cowgirl here and there just to switch up the view for my partner or try something different, get a little change in the bedroom. But typically I prefer when it is like up and like forward and pushing inside me. That's just my favorite position or of, the penetration. So I can imagine it feeling good for sure in some other ways. I'm definitely going to give it a try. It's a good reminder to like just really try new positions. Even last week, I hadn't ridden my partner in a really long time. And I was like, dang, like maybe I should like do it today and have like a little workout, especially because I haven't been working out as much. And so I did, and that felt really good. I was like, "Oh my god, my hips are tight." But it was really nice to channel that powerful energy and just do something different and not get stuck in like our normal routine that feels so good, and that it's really easy to just get caught up in like, yeah, what you're used to doing. So a reminder for you: try the Amazon position, try something new. Try to ride your partner if you haven't in a while. Maybe flip over and lay down. I love laying down and getting from behind or shower from behind is really lovely. Shower sexy time. I had that a couple of nights ago or yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. But anyways, okay. So next question. Try new positions. Good reminder. Thank you for the question. Okay, what was one of your first signs that you're bi? I'm a bi male and still remember the day in school when I saw the waistband of a boy's underwear sticking out in class and got hard. All I could think about was his butt and those Fruit of the Loom tidy whities and how I wanted to fuck him. Oh my God, yay, that's so cute. So sexy too. Thanks for sharing. So, my first kind of milestone experience for me where I was like, oh yeah, I'm into women was my college bestie. And we were in college, and she had been overserved. It was a big night for us. It was our senior bar crawl night, and I was taking care of her, and I was holding her. She was unwell. She had been sick, and I was just like kind of trying to let her rest in my arms, and I was holding her tight. And she like kind of dozed off and then woke up and started kissing my neck and kissing me. And I kept like giggling and like being like, stop, like, what are you doing? She was like having a sexual dream, I think. Or maybe she was just like thought I was her man. But it it made me really think about women. And it made me analyze like her in that way. But then I was like, no, that doesn't feel right to me. She's my bestie. And then I started thinking if it was a different woman and just like the softness of her lips on my skin and how comfortable she felt in my arms. And like there were so many things about that moment that made me realize that I was really interested in exploring the touch of women and the femininity and all of that. And so that was one of my moments. And I'm excited for you guys to read. I know I say that a lot, but I am excited for you guys to read the inner workings of my mind and and these moments too in my book one day. Eventually it'll come out, I promise you. Okay. Next question. And thanks for sharing. That's a fun memory. Okay. Hey Barbie, could you give us a play-by-play of everything that goes through your mind before you have sex? I would love to know what you're thinking when he takes his shirt off or unbuckles their pants. Are you thinking about his muscles or even his underwear before taking him in your mouth, etc.? So I love these comments on underwear. A lot of people have an underwear kink, and it's fun that you all think of that as something that you're taking a note of. I definitely do more with women. Like I notice their underwear and what they're wearing and like taking them off. Men too, I guess. But the main things that I think about in pleasure sessions, it's it's such an array. um, like sometimes I'm like really into your body and like I'm more like, I don't know, I'm just focused on your muscles and nibbling you and licking you and your freckles and your tattoos and just the contours of all your body parts and like just like how much I want you. And I just can't stop touching you and looking at all your body and your skin and like I don't know, all of that, nibbling your ears. Like there's moments where I feel very ravenous and I just want to like have all of you. And I'm feeling very connected to like visually like your body and thinking about your body. There's other times where I'm feeling very connected to like the surroundings, whether it's snowing outside or it's raining or there's some sort of element. Maybe I'm grabbing the chains or the ropes above my head, or I'm kind of like using the energy of like the environment or the space to kind of make it a more powerful spiritual experience. And just like being grateful for like whether it's the snow or I don't know, something around me. Sometimes I just like to focus on that, or my hummingbird that loves Hummer. His name is Hummer. That loves to like sit on this like orange bush just outside our window. And I often see him there. And it just like makes me feel so grateful to have such this beautiful space, this beautiful connection, this beautiful moment. And sometimes I'm like thinking about that shit. Other times I'm definitely using it as an intentional release. So if I'm stressed, if I'm overwhelmed, if I'm sad, I will try to let that energy go. And either I'll meditate and like really just like be in the moment and try to like make my mind go blank, or I'll intentionally like be thinking of like letting go of that stress, letting go of that anxiety, letting go of the pain. Really being intentional with as I'm climaxing, as that liquid is coming out of me, I am also letting go of something. So I do that a lot too. And that's really a way for me to release some of the anxiety or stress that can sometimes overwhelm me on a day to day, or pain and sadness, which has been, yeah, it's been a difficult year so far. So, yeah, that's a good tool. If you haven't done that, check that out. Or even like, I just finished this book like the night before last. Yeah, on my way home, I finished this book and it is about this love story between Hades, the god of death, and Persephone, the goddess of spring. And it's just kind of a fictional tale on her take on like this love story. And it was a very sexual book. And so there's a lot of foreplay, there's a lot of like build up, and he's definitely like taking care of her. But because he's the god of death, he's very rough. He's very like aggressive. It's passionate, but it's like hard. And so after reading all those scenes over the like my travels, like I read it on the plane there and on the plane back. Wow. So yesterday in a pleasure session with my mans, I was thinking about Hades. I was channeling that powerful God energy, and I was going hard. So I think it's fun, like whatever's in your life, whatever's inspiring you to be passionate or playful. I think it's fun to explore all the facets of that and also have these mindful, intentional moments too. And whatever feels good, welcome it. Thanks for that question. I appreciate it. Okay, what's a great sexual experience you've had solo? So last night, I was gone for the weekend. I reconnected with my man, but last night I was like, oh, I need to reconnect with myself. And so I missed my vibrator, and I love having these solo moments with myself and my vibrator specifically because I love putting her on the not the highest setting, but the one below the highest setting, and then like getting to peak climax with that. But then when I climax, moving it down to the lowest setting and letting it kind of coast, and it feels so good, and then like building it back up to the highest setting, and then like just before I climax, bringing it down to the low to then like make that orgasm like take longer but also last longer, and just going back and forth on those settings feels really amazing. And it was awesome. And I did that over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it was really lovely. So that was last night and it was awesome. Thank you for asking. Okay, next. Hey, Barbie, please answer this once and for all. Why do girls keep stealing men's hoodies? What is the deal with this phenomenon? Okay, so this is funny. I actually saw something on Instagram not long ago, and it was like, let's make this even. Like the women steal all the men's hoodies, or the woman steals her boyfriend's hoodie, but the boyfriend makes sure she can't walk the next day. I don't know. I don't remember the specifics, but it was something like that. And I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. Yes. Make us sore the next day. I want to be able to walk, please. But having a little soreness is fun. I still like the power to want to go again. I don't like when I'm too sore not to go again, but sometimes that little soreness feels pretty nice. So, anyways, though, hoodies, yeah, we're not stealing your hoodies. We're often borrowing them. I think partners in general, whether you're a man or woman, like we like your smell. We like the way you smell. We like the way you feel. We like feeling connected to you. So, whether we're going to work or going on errands or even like going out of town, like, yeah, we want to wear your hoodie because it makes us feel like connected to you and you smell so fucking good. It also, I think, like in relationships, we like to feel held. We like to feel comforted. We like to feel like just like this warm embrace. And I think that by just grabbing your partner's hoodie, it kind of like is a symbol of that and kind of makes you feel warm and held and embraced um, by not actually being held. But yeah, it's really sweet. And I think you should welcome us stealing your clothes. I love that my partner and I share a lot of our clothes. And yeah, I just think it's really nice to have your partner's smell on you too. I think a lot of us are very in tune with smell. And so that is just like a way for you to feel like loved. And yeah, it's just nice. So yeah, welcome us stealing those hoodies, please. Okay, let's do one more. So I recently had a cuckolding experience that has driven a wedge between me and my girlfriend. We agreed she would masturbate while another man fucked me in front of her. But while I was getting dogged down, she started caressing the other man and humiliating me. Heat of the moment or crossing boundaries? Oh, I'm so sorry this has driven a wedge between the two of you. I think it's tough to know like what the conversations were like beforehand and what you discussed and kind of like all of the nuances and everything of this, but it sounds like she did cross your boundary. Clearly, if you're asking me this, like you were upset. Um, I'm not sure what the cuckolding experience was meant to be. Like it sounds like she was going to be like watching um and touching herself while you were getting penetrated. But then she started involving herself in the situation and humiliating you, which didn't feel good for you. So I would definitely like welcome those feelings, talk to her about it. Like, please have these conversations. Sometimes, yeah, in the heat of the moment, maybe she did get carried away and start getting involved, and that was not something you guys agreed on. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't feel bad about it, or maybe she doesn't know that it upset you. So I would definitely encourage more conversations about this and really think like, okay, what was it that upset you? Was it her saying certain things? Was it the humiliation aspect of her words or her mannerisms? Was it her touching the other guy? Like what part of the experience upset you? And Also, knowing that a lot of these experiences, they do bring out sometimes emotions that we don't really often think about beforehand. As much as I tell you, and as much as you tell yourself to like have all these conversations and visualize and analyze and really think hard about what you want out of this experience in the moment, it can sometimes take you by surprise. And yeah, maybe you can get really fired up and really want to take action and do something that maybe you hadn't previously discussed. And so there can be a lot of emotions and things that can come up in the experience and after the experience. So I definitely just encourage you to listen to your body and listen to that and really think hard and converse with her and really think like, what was it that upset you, and why did it feel like she crossed a boundary? I think if you're asking me this question, there clearly is like a boundary that she crossed, or you were feeling upset about something. Maybe it wasn't a boundary that you explicitly set, but after experiencing her touching him or experiencing her humiliating you, like one of those things upset you in a way. And so just address it. Please be vulnerable, open up, have this conversation. Don't let it drive a wedge between you. It's meant to like make you have these conversations and learn about each other and allow for more vulnerability and expansion and growth moving forward. Um, so yeah, please don't be fearful to explore more. Take your time, of course, baby steps. Like sometimes if you have a first experience, maybe you won't explore this again for months or years, but maybe hopefully more months. But give yourself the space that you need, but allow your body to like welcome this experience again if it feels right. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. That last time I had that sweet release, I already shared with you last night. It was solo right here. It was wonderful. So I don't need to go down into details about that again since I already shared that with you. But yeah, don't forget to be sweet, be here, and as always, be yourself and welcome those sweet releases. All right, my sweets, I'll talk to you soon. I'll be back next week with a guest. All right, bye.